Grains are a staple of diets around the world, yet how they are stored and prepared dramatically affects both convenience and nutrition. Fresh, frozen, and processed grains each have unique advantages, and understanding these differences allows home cooks and meal planners to optimize both shelf life and nutrient retention. From a positive analytical perspective, modern storage methods, especially freezing, can preserve and even enhance the nutritional utility of grains without forcing a compromise between convenience and health. Freezing par-cooked grains is one of the most effective strategies for extending shelf life while retaining nutrients. Par-cooking, or partially cooking grains before freezing, stabilizes their starches and allows them to be stored safely for weeks or months without significant losses in vitamins, minerals, or fiber. Because freezing halts enzymatic activity and microbial growth, it prevents the degradation that often occurs in freshly cooked grains stored at room temperature or even in the refrigerator. For example, par-cooked brown rice frozen soon after preparation retains the bran, germ, and associated micronutrients, including magnesium, B vitamins, and phytochemicals, almost intact. Similarly, frozen quinoa, barley, or bulgur maintain protein quality and antioxidant levels, while their resistant starch content can even be slightly enhanced after freezing and gentle reheating. This makes frozen grains an ideal option for busy households, athletes, and anyone who wants nutrient-rich staples on demand without daily cooking. Fresh grains, while often perceived as superior, are more vulnerable to nutrient losses over time. Cooked rice, wheat, or oats stored at room temperature for more than a few hours can experience enzymatic activity, microbial growth, and oxidative damage that degrade heat-sensitive vitamins such as folate or B1. Even refrigeration slows, but does not completely prevent these processes. Bread, another common grain-based food, can lose moisture, firm up, or develop mold within a few days if stored improperly. Nutrient degradation is subtle but real. Antioxidants, labeled B vitamins, and certain amino acids can decline, particularly in whole grain products. In contrast, freezing effectively pauses these changes, preserving both the functional and flavor qualities of grains while extending their usability. Processed grains, including instant rice, puffed wheat, or parboiled boxed products, offer convenience, but vary widely in nutrient retention. While some products are fortified or enriched, the processing steps, high heat, extrusion, and drying can reduce natural phytonutrients and fiber. However, thoughtful processing can also enhance digestibility or create forms with lower glycemic responses, and when combined with freezing, these grains can remain stable and convenient without significant loss of micronutrients. The key insight is that preservation and preparation techniques matter as much as intrinsic nutrient content. A frozen parboiled grain can outperform freshly cooked, unfortified processed grains in terms of both stability and usability. Optimizing storage at home requires simple, evidence-based practices. For frozen grains, dividing portions into single-use containers prevents repeated thawing, which can degrade texture and some heat-sensitive compounds. Rapid cooling of freshly cooked grains before freezing minimizes enzymatic activity and microbial growth. Vacuum-sealed or airtight packaging further reduces oxidation and moisture loss, protecting delicate phytonutrients and maintaining flavor. For refrigerated storage of fresh grains, keeping them tightly covered, consuming within 1 to 2 days, and avoiding repeated reheating maximizes quality. Bread and other baked grains benefit from similar strategies, with freezing being the most reliable method for long-term storage of whole grain loaves. Batch cooking recipes illustrate the practical benefits of frozen grains. Cooking a large pot of brown rice, quinoa, or barley at once, then cooling and freezing in measured portions, allows quick assembly of nutrient-rich meals throughout the week. Frozen rice can be transformed into stir-fries, grain bowls, or salads without compromising texture or flavor. Par-cooked barley or farro can be blended with roasted vegetables, legumes, and a simple vinaigrette for a ready-to-go salad, preserving both fiber and micronutrients. Even frozen bread dough, when portioned and baked directly from the freezer, maintain structure, flavor, and digestibility, providing high-quality staples on demand. These approaches reduce food waste, save time, and make it easier to maintain nutrient-dense eating patterns in modern lifestyles. The positive takeaway is that freezing and thoughtful storage techniques turn grains into a flexible, nutrient-preserving asset rather than a perishable liability. Far from sacrificing quality, frozen par-cooked grains allow households to plan meals in advance, maintain variety, and retain vitamins, minerals, fiber, and resistant starch. This approach also complements other health-promoting strategies. Pairing grains with vitamin C-rich vegetables, adding protein and healthy fats, or fermenting and sprouting prior to cooking can all be applied to frozen grains just as effectively as fresh ones. The combination of modern preservation techniques with traditional preparation knowledge empowers home cooks to extract the full nutritional potential of grains while making life easier and more sustainable. Ultimately, frozen, fresh, and processed grains each have roles to play, and the goal is not to eliminate one in favor of another, but to understand when each is advantageous. Freezing par-cooked grains extends shelf life without nutrient sacrifice. Fresh grains provide immediate sensory and cultural satisfaction, and thoughtfully processed grains can add convenience without undermining health. By strategically leveraging these forms and combining them with intelligent meal preparation, grains become not just a source of calories, but a resilient, flexible, and nutrient-rich foundation for everyday nutrition.